Ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the Akimbo stream, ready for round 3 of playoffs tonight. Akimbo versus Undefined. Probably the most anticipated match, in my opinion, of the entire season for Akimbo, and maybe for some of you fans at home as well. They actually did not face each other in the regular season. So this is, I believe they did play against each other last season, but definitely, I would imagine a bit of a rivalry here between these two teams, consistently finishing towards the top of the standings in Advanced. Undefined, 13-1 during the regular season, so only dropping a single game, and I believe it was to Ja, which, interestingly enough, Ja, I don't know if you guys remember, that was back in week 4, game 4, probably week number 2. Akimbo was able to take Ja down. So really, it's anyone's game tonight. I do expect for quite a banger of a game. We are sort of being thrown into it. Basically, long story short, Akimbo was at Fragacago, if you guys haven't been keeping up with any of that. I believe they did pretty good. I'm not sure exactly what their final result was, but definitely we're playing at the end for some money. So that's, got to be in a pretty good position to be able to take away some prize money. I'm going to just stop talking because we're already about to be into the knife rounds. But basically, they had to travel to another LAN center real quick, set up all their gear because the Fragacago PCs were not liking Face It too much. So they made it all the way across. You know what? We actually don't need to go into the knife round. I forgot. Best of 3 format. I'm getting ahead of myself here. So let's talk about the vetoes real quick. Won't go into the bans too much. I guess we will. Akimbo banning Vertigo first. Undefined banning Inferno. So Ancient picked by Akimbo. Interesting. Not Mirage this time. Important to note. I think that was part of Akimbo's ban strategy, knowing later down the line that Mirage might be the decider map. So Ancient picked by Akimbo for map number 1. That is where we're going to start. Classic Akimbo map. Dust 2 picked by Undefined. So that's actually not one that I've seen Akimbo play yet. We'll be interested to see how they look on that map. Obviously, a lot of changes made to Dust 2 recently. It's probably the biggest switch up from the previous season's meta in terms of just competitive maps and what maps teams are playing. Akimbo banning Nuke. Undefined ban Anubis for their second round of bans, which means Mirage, like I mentioned, will be the final map by default. And I think overall, Mirage, I don't think there's really any teams, especially at this level, that are bad at Mirage. But with how insanely strong Akimbo have looked on it the last 2 times they have played it, I fully expect, if we do go to a map 3, that Akimbo is going to be feeling pretty good. So they just need to lock down their map pick of Ancient. I think you're not too concerned with how Dust 2 goes. Again, I'm not sure how much prep they have on that map, but definitely having Ancient and Mirage, probably their 2 strongest maps, is definitely good for them. Feeling good about their chances. So we are currently just waiting for everyone to get finished set up on Akimbo. Like I said, they are scrambling a little bit to get all their gear set up, and everything working at their PCs. So while we wait for those remaining 2 players to join the server and get in here, grab a drink, grab a snack, and get ready for the best Counter-Strike you've watched all season. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Give me all of you, just please hold while we wait for OBS to find my source. We are getting straight into it. Map number 1, Akimbo versus Undefined. A lot on the line here. Like I mentioned, the most difficult game probably Akimbo's played all season. N2O starting off strong with a pick onto Stamina. Modem going to trade it right back, though. Heavy mid aggression. 4 players of Akimbo out towards B ramp early. And it should be the trigger pulled here. Onto the B site. That flash catching Obi a little bit, which is unfortunate. Fazia able to get that kill. Finds a second before finally going down through the smoke. But Laxi and Zai are fighting back. 1v2 now for Chop. No kit in hand. I don't even think he has armor to play with. Looking for a timing. Might get it onto Laxi, but Laxi not going to get caught unaware there. Huge pistol for Akimbo. Now, if you've been in here for an Akimbo game before, and for my cast specifically, you're probably tired of me talking about this, but T-side pistol on Ancient is so crucial on this map. Especially with it being CT-sided. Getting an early start, even just getting 2-3 rounds here to start off your T-side can be the difference maker when you get down to the nitty-gritty rounds, when you're getting down to those 10-10 situations. Those extra rounds, those extra buffer rounds you're able to get at the beginning of your T-side off the back of a pistol round can make all the difference. We unfortunately don't have a maps command, DJ Champs, but I can tell you them right now. We've got Ancient map number 1, Akimbo picked, which means Undefined got side selection. Map number 2, we will be headed to Dust 2, and that was Undefined's map pick, which means Akimbo will have side selection. Decider map, if we do end up needing it, will be Mirage. And already, heavy fighting out towards mid. All 5 members here. And they're going to look to try and recover an AK. You can see Modem not even too concerned back towards the enemies. He knows if he doesn't get the AK, it's pretty much a done deal. So losing 2 rifles there, not, you know, not ideal there for Akimbo, but I think they're okay with it. As long as you don't lose more than 2 weapons, you're okay. You can rebuy pretty comfortably here. Going to even drop that MAC-10 to recover the AK. So they're going to have a full buy going to this 3rd round. And this one, the first very crucial round of the map. First full buy for both these teams. Early molly from Cameron to deny that jump up. Immediately gets put out though. Modem still challenging on this headshot angle. Going to get traded by Obi. Flash through and actually beat. Not able to dodge it in time. Cameron and Laxi able to shut down that mid-aggression very effectively. And now snowballing towards A. Worried about Donut, but Laxi, man, his aim's looking so sharp right now. No fear in this man's eyes, even on 30 HP when he swings that. Now Chop scratching his head, wondering where it all went wrong. N2O even waiting for him. Clean spray to clean him up. Almost not quite a flawless round. Zai going down for Akimbo, but the fact that they're able to win that round is so huge. Keep 4 rifles up as well. Start to build some of this economy. It's a damn good day to be an Akimbo fan, I'll tell you that. Unfortunately, guys, I see a couple of you guys mentioning the spectator bug. There's not a whole lot I can do about it. The reason that we have that spectator bug is because we're using auto director. I could try and do it manually, but I promise you guys I will miss so much more action than with the, you know, I like to think I'm a pretty decent spectator, but I'm not perfect. We're gonna be missing some action if I do that. Maps are Ancient, map number 1, which is Akimbo's pick. Dust 2, Undefined's pick. 3rd map is going to be Mirage. And, you know, that early engagement in Cave, not the greatest for Akimbo. Going to come out a little worse for wear. AK recovered on stamina. And still in the driving seat, I think Akimbo feeling comfortable in this position. If you guys, as soon as this, in between this map, I'll type them in the chat for you guys. Yeah, this is Akimbo's map pick. Next map is Dust 2. And the 3rd map will be Mirage if we need it. Good pick from Cameron. Good find to equalize here. Flash, a little botched. Not a big deal. Obi, he has a 6th sense here. Knows the Chop is going to be playing in that pocket. And wow. What a heads-up play to swing around there. Finds him. You know what? Auto director kind of screwing us there, but Cameron going to get a clean 2-man spray down. Nade from his teammate. Got a little sketchy there. Here, let me give you guys the maps real quick. Sorry, you guys are going to lose auto. Or you're going to use lose audio. There you go. For all you guys asking in chat, you got the maps. Really strong start from Akimbo. The fact that they were able to fade that, even though it got a little awkward there for them. Cameron again out aggressive towards mid, even in the face of 2 players. Does go down, but not before picking up the entry frag. Beautiful shot from Laxi. He is on a tear right now. Not going to be able to flick and get that second kill on the chop, and that spam from Clausia means that Akimbo on the back foot now. $2v3. Still some utility to work with on Obi. He's going to try and rejoin his teammate here over in cave. Or maybe he's going to go up ramp. And 2-0. Making his way through cave. Gonna dry peek slowly. Shots are good. Swaps to the op. Bomb should be able to go down here. And still 2 flashes and a Molotov to play with as well. Obi, that utility could be crucial. He's going to throw that molly early. But you can see Clausia, Modem have to wait for the smoke, have to respect it. And this AWP, strong position for it to be in. Going to be the double swing, but N2O too quick. And now, just on 30 HP, Modem in this 1v2. Whiff shot. But Obi there for the cleanup. And there have been a couple of these rounds that have been pretty close, but Akimbo coming out on top. Now undefined, back on the light buy. And like I mentioned, for you guys that missed a little bit of the pregame, we kind of got into it pretty quick, so I completely understand. But, I'm not super familiar with Undefined's map pool. I'm sure they're a very good team at Mirage. But if you guys watched the last playoff game where Akimbo picked Mirage as their first map, you would, it is just lights out. Like, I've never seen Mirage played like this at this level before. So if we do end up going the distance, I've got to favor Akimbo, and I'm not just saying that because I'm I'm streaming on their channel. Laxi and N2O. That nade gets a little awkward there. I think that was a little team bump there. Little team blockage. But they know Clausia is tucked in this corner in cave. They're not even going to bother trying to take it. Instead, it's going to be the red room take. Pushing through into spawn. It's a good avenue to take, especially when you know these close corners going to be held with the 5.7. It's going to be very deadly up close. Stamina, not even aware that this is a possibility. Cameron backstabs him, and now the 2 remaining players on A stuck in donut with 5.7s. But Akimbo not committed to any site just yet. Cameron, plenty of opportunities to wrap here now. N2O with the Glock out. He's looking to try an entry. That's a little bold. Obi and Zai there for the trade, so the op not going to be recovered. And now Chop doing his best to take a 1v1 onto Laxi, but the rest of Akimbo not interested in giving him that 1v1. 3 players now swinging on ramp. Hungry for these final 2 kills. Beaky going to get a quick trade, but I don't think that's going to amount to much. Undefined has done a decent job of keeping Akimbo's money under control here. Has not quite exploded just yet. You can see Laxi wanting to hunt, but just the pistol on Beaky, not really worth. Maybe saving a little Kevlar. He wants to go for the rifle. Laxi waiting for it. Good heads-up play from him. So 6-0 start on T side of Ancient. It's looking good for Early door smoke from Chop. Looks like we might see some CT aggression down B ramp here. Similar nade set, actually deeper Molotov this time in combination with the flash. And that smoke looks like, not sure, I think it was deployed by Undefined. Frag's going back and forth rapidly right now though. Stamina getting the opener on Delaxi, but since 3 players going down for Undefined, Beaky doing a great job to fight back. And now just N2O and Stamina 1v1 with the ops. N2O gonna swap out to an AK. And Stamina gonna fall off his angle. N2O with the bomb on his back and a minute to play. Stamina, I believe, heard that smoke bloom, but not. Just gonna wait for this plant to go down. And gonna take the long route. Gonna go through mid into Donut. Yeah, we did get the feet cam there for a second. The auto director knows what you want. N2O. Playing a little cheeky position there. Gonna catch Stamina looking the wrong way. So 7 in a row now. And I tell you what, the fact that Akimbo is able to scramble to another completely separate land center, get set up, and they're still shooting like this is insane. It is insane. That's enough. I mean, the composure is one of the toughest things, especially when you're playing on land. But for Akimbo, it's just another Sunday night. And I'm sure some of you are coming into here after watching some NFL, but I tell you what, this is the match of the day, in my opinion. Stamina. Nice shot to find one back for his team. Four v 4 now. Getting close to a minute on the clock. So Akimbo, plenty of time still to play. Beaky right now anchoring on this A site. Sole member, Cameron with the cutoff. Swaps to the knife though. Ill timed, but he's got backup. Obi here in position, ready to trade. But Donut goes unchecked, not aware of Beaky's position. N2O going to find the frag onto Modem. And it's looking likely they're going to be able to close this off. Going to recover the bomb. Beaky trying to take a timing there through the smoke. Not going to work out. Akimbo have comfortably secured this half. Best Undefined can do now is 4 rounds on their CT side, and much less than that, and I think they're going to be, their chances of bringing it back on their T side are going to be looking tough. Want to have at least a couple rounds here on your CT side. But we saw how Akimbo was able to take that momentum from the pistol round and kind of run with it. We had a couple of close rounds earlier on, but it feels like this game, or this map specifically, has been comfortably in their control since those first couple of rounds. So much smoke obscuring B main right now, but the majority of Akimbo out towards A, and they want to clear out Donut before they go for this plant. You can see them fighting 4 members strong. N2O spinning around. Keeps Obi alive, allows that bomb plant to go down. And no smokes or mollies left on Akimbo, but it's such a tough, I think the call is going to be to save, which is crazy. Can you imagine that? It's got to be a save call from Undefined. So they're completely out of the round. They didn't want to push through the smokes, have to wait for them to go down. Not a lot of utility on the retake, and stamina on the op is enough. And Akimbo's not going to be satisfied with just the round win. They want these weapons. 2 players already going down. Just the 2 rifles saved. Undefined clutching to them for dear life. Early mid smoke from Stamina. And he's going to post up over on this A main position. Pretty common spot for the primary opper on CT side. But this time, Akimbo making their way over towards B. That spam doing quite a bit of damage onto Obi. First man in. He's going to go down. Quasia gets almost 3 there. Laxi going to get dinged. Chop now burning. They know his position, but that support flash, really good. Cameron somehow managing to still find that kill even through it all. And Stamina standing in the fire to take down that final kill. So maybe a round here, but hold on. Stamina just runs into the fire. Don't think he was aware it was still up. So now Laxi, 1v2 situation. Viki gonna jump across first, and Laxi, oh my goodness. What an insane, he knew what was going on there. He knew first player jumping across means the second one swinging right after. And what a transfer onto that second player. Not enough HP to finish off the first, but valiant attempt there from Laxi. And 1 round's now on the board for Undefined, but they really need to get 2 more now to give themselves a fighting chance on their T side. And their money after that previous win still not looking great, because they only had 1 player alive at the end of the round. So we're going into round 11. Second to last round of this first half on Ancient. And Cameron doing what he does best. Taking the fight mid, no fear, off the back of that support flash from Zai. Or maybe it was from N2O, I didn't quite see. Allows him to clean up those 2 kills. And now Akimbo sitting in a strong position to hit double digits. Already the utility bled pretty dry from Undefined. Just a pair of incendiaries and 1 flash on Stamina. And Akimbo just holding Laxi. That was disgusting. They're just styling on them at this point. Stamina hits the shot, but now it's just going to be a switch up. Call for the rotation in from Akimbo. Obi's already made his way quite far forward on this B site, and they know where Stamina is. Obi, maybe a little ahead of yourself there. But they know it's the AWP and Stamina. Its position is known. The damage has been done. He's going to desperately try and hold on to this rifle. I think that scope giving away. Akimbo members encroaching on his position. N2O, swift trade. So it's going to be nothing that Undefined can take into this final round of the first half. And I'll be honest, ladies and gentlemen, I was expecting Akimbo to look strong in this map, but I was not expecting quite this much of a slaughter. Undefined starting out this best of 3 quite flat. And And it's going to be the force buy in this round. N2O. Spray looked good, but Modem going to hold his nerve there. Man advantage now for Undefined. Good opportunity here for them to pick up a second. Holding positions right now. Passive setup towards A for Undefined. Beaky playing far back in Temple, actually in spawn. Looking for this mid lurk. They're actually going to get aggressive on ramp. Spot out Cameron trying to make his way through mid, but Obi finding the first kill, and Cameron now shutting off that move from Stamina. 2v3 now. Undefined look to retake. Obi low HP. Modem lands the first shots, but now 1v2. Picks up the MP9 to try and find the kill into Laxi, but Laxi primed and ready to take that gunfight. Incredibly dominant first half there from Akimbo as they make their way onto their T side, or onto their CT side, my apologies. It's going to need to be a strong pistol round here from Undefined. Give them a chance back into this game. Two smokes, two flashes, and a molly. And it looks like they're out towards A. Pretty standard setup here from Akimbo. Two players in Donut on the pistol. Cameron, first contact. Flash, going to catch him very blind. And Obi not able to do much from his position either. But the retake already, some pace here behind Akimbo's move onto the A site. And they've already regained control of this A site as well as the bomb. It's almost like they swapped places here. As Undefined takes up residency in Donut. Actually, a team kill coming in from Zion to N2O, but 3v2, bomb down on the site. Tough spot for Undefined to be in. Modem going to take his fight onto the default player and wins it. 2v2. And another gooch onto Cameron. So all of a sudden, this is looking feasible here for Undefined. And nice shots from Beaky. So Undefined, against all odds here, have maybe just clawed their way back into the game. Clearing that corner before sticking this plant. Cameron's gone for the full rotation. And Modem is low, so if he can find a kill easily onto Beaky here, who doesn't have any armor, I believe. Then there's an opportunity, but time is ticking, and no kit on Cameron means it's looking less and less likely. Hunting for where these two players could be. He knows he's out of the round. Gonna try and save this Kevlar. So crucial round there for Undefined to keep them alive. And some heroics from Modem. Jumping out onto the sight box, taking that fight. And bringing it back. On the brink of defeat there. So going to be pretty light investment now from Akimbo in this round. Undefined taking their time on this approach. Actually, 4 players out mid. Chop. Only player over here. Nice taps with the MAC-10. Gonna farm some money. Laxi manages to take the head off modem before getting traded. Now just Obi and Cameron up. Bro, Arby's would hit so hard right now. I gotta stop thinking about food, man. I gotta focus. Gotta lock in for this banger playoffs match. Bomb will go down on B. Undefined. Looking cool, calm, and collected right now in this round. Galil was recovered by Obi, but no armor on either of these players, I believe, and no kits either. Cameron gonna just execute stamina there. Farming some cash on that MP9. Actually, Cameron did have some Kevlar to save. Clausia, good heads-up spam through the box. And Obi just going to hold on to this Galil into the next round.
Terrorists win.
Would have been nice to have that MP9 saved as well, or maybe another Galil, because Zai and N2O. Money not in the greatest spot. Probably going to see MP9s and Kevlar from them, so they can get full utility. Actually, Cameron going to drop the M4 over to Zai, pick up the MP9 for himself. And N2O just going to be on the light utility. I'm not 100% positive, but does he have armor? He does. Okay, just a spectator bug. N2O up first. Playing close on the mid smoke. Nay gonna blow open. And Obi falls. Cameron looking to get invested over an A main. But Clausia there for the trades. Keeping his team in it right now. N2O peering past the sign over in Donut. The anchor of the A site. And he's not going to be able to find anything before going down. Now Laxi up next. Clausia spots him on the cross, and somehow Clausia, even with these trades, able to maintain his HP. But now Laxi stuck between quite a few players, and hold on. They're abandoning the A site. The full rotation call has come in to go over towards B. Only 40 seconds on the clock. Laxi sprinting over here. And I'm not sure if they're going to be ready for Laxi in this spot. Look at where he's tucked himself in. Zai now confirming that the plant is going to go down on A. Oh, and Laxi. He's going to do it. Trigger discipline is beautiful. And that's going to push Akimbo now to map point. An insane play from Laxi. And the round was honestly looking solid from undefined all the way up until the very end there. Early mid smoke again for Akimbo. 3 players out towards mid. Nade stack in as well, just in case anyone wanted to get frisky. But it's looking like a bit more calculated in this round from undefined. They're grouping up outside of B main. Chop, quick trade. And now these 2 players from Akimbo sitting in the smoke. Obi tries to go through. Laxi gets one before going down. And Cameron left in the 1v2. He's going for the rotation through spawn. And stamina on no armor in a MAC-10 means it's still doable. Needs to find this kill into Chop. Stamina looking the wrong way, but Chop quick on the trade. 4K for him. Clean trades in these last couple rounds from Chop and Clausia. Hanging on by a thread right now, but Akimbo down on the lower buy. So Undefined going to be looking to extend their lead and at least make something of this first map. Even if it ends up being more of a warm-up for Dust 2, which is their map pick. Keep in mind, this is Akimbo's map pick. So you'd expect them to look strong on it. Oh, that timing. Holy cow, I think Stamina just hit him. And the nade gonna dunk on him. Utility is beautiful here from Undefined. Not even giving Akimbo a chance to put their deagles to work. Beautiful spam from Clausia as well. Just Zai left remaining. And he's going to be going down to the Galil. I'm pretty sure that was a little jumping. I don't know if it was a headshot or if it was just the flinch from not having any armor. But that was some crazy stuff down over there at B ramp, beginning of that round. And you know what? We could be looking at a 12-12 comeback, comms. If Akimbo is able to do it on their T side, it is definitely possible here for Undefined to make the run. Akimbo going to be looking to close it out, though. Send us to a map number 2. Modem wanting to take that fight. Flashes in. And actually does provide a little bit of a timing there for Beaky to swing out and get that trade. But trade's better at the end of the day for Undefined. Now Zai feeling pressured to gather some intel for his team. Just him and Obi remaining. Just a smoke between the two of them. Oh, and that timing not in his favor. Aware of the possibility of a player creeping up through cave. Chop gonna go down. Now 2v2, but these players are split. Zai stuck in a tough position. Clausia. Oh, Zai's, he's aware. He knows this pinch could be coming in. And he's gonna swing back across. Crazy to take that gunfight. Zai landing the shots, and now Stamina is in the 1v2. Zai biding his time here. Gonna go for the swing, which puts Clausia in a 1v1 to keep his team alive in this map number 1. 20 seconds. Has to recover the bomb and get this plant down. Obi biding his time. And Clausia not sure where Obi could be coming from. That's the difficulty. And he's gonna fake it. He expected Obi to be close on the corner. He doesn't stick the plant. And so a bit of an anticlimactic way to finish that map number 1 as Akimbo takes their map pick over Undefined 13-5. Didn't get a full scoreboard check there for you guys at the halftime, but Laxi for sure and Cameron combining for over 40. I did not mean to hit that button. I apologize. Strong showing from Akimbo on their map pick of Ancient. We will be heading to Dust 2 next. That is Undefined's map pick, but we will have a short break in between while we just wait for Faceit to restart the server, get all 10 players in, and get underway. Yeah. You guys have been electric so far in the Twitch stream. I do appreciate everyone coming out and showing the love, showing support, whether it be for Akimbo, whether it be for Undefined. We've got plenty of Counter-Strike ahead of us, so don't go anywhere. Grab a drink, grab a snack. I know that's what I'm about to be doing because I am hungry. Don't go anywhere. We will return with map number 2.
Left with nothing to say. Sick of the sweet talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Back with map number 2. If you are just joining us, it's Akimbo. It's Undefined. And we are getting right into map number 2, which is Undefined's map pick of Dust 2. Akimbo starting off strong on Ancient, 13-5. Very dominant showing from them on their map pick. And now we're into the pistol. Early contact, lower tons. fighting mid pretty heavy. N2O and Zai come up a little better on that trade. Now Chop, solo member to anchor on this B site. He's going to have to land some of these USP shots from range, because once the Glocks close the distance, it can get a little sketchy, and he's landing them right now. 1, 2, 3. And Beaky to close out that final one. It got a little sketchy there for undefined. But Chop able to close out that pistol round and start undefined off to a much better start on their map pick. Like I had mentioned before, I haven't had the opportunity to cast Akimbo on Dust 2 yet, so I'm not sure of their strength on this map. But once you get to this level of play, top of Advanced, you have to be ready to play pretty much any map. These teams are not going to be slouches on any of them. But it's going to be the force buy. Akimbo sensing maybe a little bit of weakness here from undefined. That pistol round could have definitely gone either way, and Stamina already taken some damage through that door with the scout. Or that might have actually just been a leg shot. I don't think a body shot through the door would have done that much. Chop. Spots OB at the top of tons. But very non-committal right now from Akimbo. They're going to make their way up onto Cat. Looks like A is the play. One smoke to what am I trying to say? One smoke to allow this cross to happen. And it's going to be tough. Probably going to have to kill this player Goose and then try and plant for Cat. But N2O with the scout is a demon right now. Already picking up 2 kills. Gonna swap out for the FAMAS. Unfortunately, none of his teammates able to pick up that scout. Clausy and Chop inch their way across. Strong position from Zai. Gonna bring Chop down very low, and Cameron just clipping Clausy as he tries to get around the corner there. N2O not satisfied. Going to go chase this rifle down. And a well-calculated second round purchase. Second round force buy here from Akimbo. Pays off in dividends. Now hunting Beaky. They know he's around this area. He's going to get the kill into Obi, but N2O not far behind him. 4 kills on the round. Huge round from N2O, especially those scout kills. Fortunately, didn't get to see them on the main cam, but you could tell they were crispy. And now the money going to be on a double save here, undefined. And no scout this time for N2O, but still going to be looking scary. Cameron out long. They're going to clear his position. The flash. Good timing, but Modem still able to come out on top. So early kill and rifle recovered. Gives undefined actually a pretty good fighting chance now in this round. Obi, he's creeping, but he's going to get peeked by Stamina. And Modem clean on the headshot as well with the M4. Warning bells going off right now for Akimbo. Laxi trying to make something happen on this lurk up Cat. And he does get a kill into Clausia. So 2v3. Recovers the AK. And still some time to play with. Have to recover the bomb and spawn, which is a bit awkward. And they've pushed all the way through the B site. Laxi on Cat. They know his position. Modem able to get the cleanup kill after Beaky goes down. But now Zai, 30 seconds, 1v2. Modem is low. And Stamina currently with just the deagle. Yeah, they heard Zai's footsteps out towards long. Gonna be the M4 picked up Zai. Gonna cross just the Galil in hands. He's gonna stick this plant as the remaining 2 players. Gonna creep out. Modem, 4 kills on this round. Huge round from him. Started out with just a 5-7. And off the back of that initial kill, recovers the M4, gets 3 more. That's the kind of stuff we expect to see out of this man.
Counter-terrorists win.
Been around the scene a long time. And I think veterancy, that's not even a word, but veteran status on some of these teams, you need to have some players, some core players on any roster that sort of keep it grounded. You know, you're always going to make 1 or 2 roster changes every now and then, pick up the new youngest star, the new youngest, and, you know, basically the donk, the equivalent of donk on your team, the young blood. Next up. But you need to have some of these guys on the team to hold it down when it matters. Gonna be the pop flash out long. Modem catches that. Full face. Blind. But Beaky, the setup from them at long, very strong. Re-smoke in towards door. Stamina. Heard Zai drop down, so he knows where these 2 remaining players are. Fozzie gonna take the fight. Not able to hit the shot. But now it's just Zai left in the 1v4. Most certainly out of options here. Almost spins around in time to deal with Chop, but not going to be quite quick enough on the trigger at the end of the day. So undefined now. Comfortably taking these first couple rounds after a bit of that mayhem in the first into the force buy from Akimbo. But they've stabilized now. And that's something that's going to be necessary if they want to take us to a map 3. Akimbo just on some pistols. Oh, gonna take that fight on the mid though. N2O, great shot. And hits a crazy second on the stamina as well. Rifle recovered. Mid's been opened up. And a man advantage for Akimbo. Cameron on just the Glock, wants to get popped through the smoke. They're not aware of him being tucked in here. So I'm gonna go down but he might have found a timing. Oh, the Glock at long range, though. Cameron tries to hit a little fadeaway. It's not going to end up working out. Gets good damage on the chop, but not able to get the kill. And Akimbo, not too sure where they want to go here. N2O making his way up long, maybe just trying to make a little bit of noise, pull the remaining players away from B. You can see already Modem hovering over towards this B site. He's going to spot N2O on car, which is actually going to pull Chop away. He's going to reposition, but actually manages. And now they're confused. They're like, these 2 players are split across the map. N2O being a constant pain, and he lands that shot onto Beaky. What is that? That is insane. This bomb going down. Obi needs to live. He's expecting Modem to come through mid, but Modem's already wrapped through tons. Oh, Obi turns just in time, and he lands the headshot. What an insane round from N2O. How has he managed to get Akimbo back into that round? 3 incredible deagle shots. This man is a sniper with the scoped weapons. He's a sniper with the deagle. It don't matter what gun you put in his hands. So I thought that the craziness was done. I thought undefined, they were looking like they had stabilized these first couple of rounds. But the mayhem continues to ensue. Akimbo just unwilling to back down, even on a save round. Auto director highlighting that nice little change they made to Dust 2. If you are returned to Counter-Strike after having been out for a while, Dust 2 can now boost yourself back up onto Cat. You can see Stamina wanted to reposition here with the scout. Gonna get flashed off that angle, though, you have to imagine. Gonna fall immediately. Back to long. Can do a lot of damage with this weapon from that position, though. Akimbo should be wary. And 44 seconds on the clock. The majority of the forces here up towards Cat. Just the one lurk out towards Tons. Cameron looking to cause maybe a bit of a distraction. Utility coming out. Lurk smoke thrown. And just as the smoke falls, Akimbo gonna slide out. Or I should say up Cat, but Stamina. He is hitting these shots, man. He said N2O who? Oh my goodness. You've got to be kidding me. Surely not the ace. All headshots with the scout. Just Cameron. He's going to make sure that Stamina can't get that ace. That was absurd from him. I'm kind of speechless. I don't even know what to say. I thought those shots, I mean, players on both these teams hitting insane shots, but that was something different from Stamina. I have not seen something like that in quite some time. That is going to be one for the books. I imagine this whole series is going to be one for the books. Zai out early towards long. Some flashes over the top to try and support him, but he is going to fall quite fast. Cameron now testing the waters. That's going to be all it is as he falls back off of long to regroup with his team at mid. Bomb making its way through lower Tons. But it looks like Cat again, maybe from Akimbo. They've been liking this Cat play. Maybe calling that 4K from Stamina a fluke. But you know what? They're not looking willing to take it. Oh, actually. Maybe going to be a drop into CT. They're boosted up over the smoke right now. I think Modem, yeah. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure he spotted him there. I don't know. That was a little confusing. Not sure if the res had something to do with it, but hold on. Round's starting to fall apart a little bit for undefined. Chop. Nice peek onto Cameron. So now Laxi 1v2. Gonna go for the reload, and that's a bit of an awkward spot to be. Especially after he jumped, spotted Beaky, and then he's like, well, I'm committed at this point. As he goes down to the AK-47. Undefined, pulling ahead now. Comfortably in the lead at 5 rounds. Akimbo back on the low buy, but I feel like so far in this match, specifically on Dust 2, we've seen almost more round wins on the low buy than on the full buy. I mean, it's just been insane. Back and forth, both these teams. Had a scout 3K from N2O to win them that round, and then literally the very next round, Stamina with an insane 4K back. Chop and Clausia. They're looking to have a little bit of a cleaner round, but hold on. N2O should be going down here, but the bomb will be planted. Cameron at least being able to get that for his team. Has recovered a rifle, but no armor, I believe. It's going to be tough. 3 remaining players. And they've already cleared quite a few spots. Cameron looking for the headshot, not able to find it. So a 6th now for Undefined, and at least securing a tie at the half. Looking to make it more here. AWP going to come out for Stamina. And if he looks as good as he does with the scout, with the AWP, Akimbo might be in some trouble here. I'm of the personal belief, I don't know about you guys, but I'm of the personal belief that Dust 2 is currently the map that you can have the most impact with an op on. Quite a lot of damage. Obi just standing in the flames there. Nate gonna take him down. Akimbo trying desperately to fight for this long control, but it is not going well for them. Beaky and Clausia to completely shut down that push. And now just Laxi on the mid lurk. Stamina aware of the possibility. Angle a little awkward for him though. But the bomb is down. Laxi gonna swing out lower tons, facing the wrong way. And it's looking like we might get a timeout in here for Akimbo. Money not in the greatest spot though. This will be interesting to see if they have something, little strat planned for this low buy round. I mean, last time they were on pistols, N2O, 3K with the Deagle. Don't think you can really call that, but it sure did work. It's like the donk go kill strat. Oh, I mean, I can't even say donk though. I've got to give, you know, that strat's been around a long time. Donk is just the most recent, or Spirit, I should say, Team Spirit, the most recent adapter of it. Stamina looking for a pick onto Sui. And N2O, they're quick out towards lower tons, trying to punish this aggressive op Pete, but Clausia here ready to defend. Modem as well in position on Cat. Cameron able to get one back, but Chops already pushed his way into tons. And now bomb being dropped. Cameron and Zai in a tough spot. They're gonna try and go up these stairs fast before the smoke blooms. Zai making a lot of noise. Somehow gets one with the Deagle. But Stamina gonna put an end to that before it can get going anywhere. So an 8th for undefined. This is kind of looking like how Akimbo's T side was looking on Ancient. Very dominant CT half. I'm really not sure. I think Dust 2 has gotten a lot more balanced now since the changes they made to the B doors and to the jump up on A. Nice tag through the door. That's one thing I've always disliked about this map, is having to worry about those doors at the very beginning as a CT. They tried to fix it with the overhang, didn't really work. Modem, aggressive on mid, catches one player slacking, and he's gonna try and get away with his life, but Cameron and Zai there to prevent that from happening. .4v4 now. AWP out for both these teams. Still in action as well. Still in play. Obi having recovered it from N2O though. Gonna try and crawl out mid. Clausia, 26 HP, but it doesn't matter when you're playing that position. Gets a completely blind spam through the smoke onto Cameron. Side trying to bait out a peek, and it does end up working. Beaky to go down. The spam again from Clausia, doing quite a lot of damage. 38 seconds on the clock. And Akimbo calling an audible here. Making their way out towards A. Up Cat again. Molly down into CT. The nades smacking Zai in the back, though, is not great. They're trying to drop smokes, prevent Stamina from landing these op shots. Allow this bomb plant to go down, which it will. But now Akimbo in a really tough spot. Obi, he knows he's got to take this fight sooner or later. Both shots missed from both these oppers. Smoke about to fade. Laxi not able to win that fight. And now Obi 1v2 and misses that first, you have to imagine. He's not going to be able to recover from that one. So 9 rounds now for undefined, and unless this map is way more CT sided than I remember, we might be looking at a map 3. Akimbo not out of it just yet, but they really need a third. And then a pistol win on their CT in order to have a chance. I think it's going to be very, very tough to do otherwise. And they at least got 5 rifles here, but not a whole lot of utility to work with, which means wherever they decide they want to take their control, they need to do it swiftly and confidently. You don't really have the utility to take some map control, fall, retake mid, or go out towards B. And nice Zai with the spawn. Lands a great opening pick. That's going to open this map up for Akimbo. 3 players towards long. I don't think they have that information. The bomb's going to make its way back towards mid. And now undefined scrambling a little bit to try and get some of this map control back. Figure out where this hit is going to come in. Boost up. Can be very strong. Chop going to drop an incendiary. And leave Clausio in that position. My apologies. Need to get some caffeine, man. Get some caffeine in me. We got a map, possibly a map 3 coming up. Stamina posted on upper tons, and it's looking like Cat again. Cross smoke coming in. Nade gonna do some decent damage. Second nade picked up by Chop. He's just farming that ADR right now. They don't quite line up. Good on Chop to delay a little bit, but now Cameron's stuck in a very tough spot. And Zai, it's not planted for him. Oh, but he might actually find. They know now, though, that it's on Cat, and with this jump up, Claudia can just stick this defuse. I don't think Zai, maybe if he lands a headshot through the box, he can deny it, but it is not going to work out for him. Take a quick look at the scoreboard. Undefined in the driver's seat for this map, number 2. Looking a lot more comfortable on this map, and like I said, they're going to be looking to send us to a map 3. I told you guys we were in for a banger. Looks like fast out towards long. Modem, first man out, no armor. Just going to throw his body out there. Allow his team to make their way out. Noise being cut now. Already 1 smoke utilized. Still 2 smokes in the pockets. 5 Glocks. And probably only 2, maybe 3 Kevlar. I think you have to only have 2, though. The way this utility was looking. N2O not quite able to find that kill on the low HP player. Beaky now. Just spamming through the smoke. Obi dancing on the edges, looking to try and find a shot. Does get one. And now a 2v2. For those shots from Chop, very good. Should be enough to secure the rounds. Obi, 7 HP, 1 bullet will do it. Bomb does go down, but Stamina and Chop still on pretty good HP. It's going to have to be 2 clean headshots from Obi. And it's not going to be enough. Stamina flicks onto him. And with that pistol now going the way of undefined, you have to imagine it's going to have to be a force buy here from Akimbo. They do not have enough rounds to save and wait for a gun rounds. So it's going to be the scout on N2O. He's done it once before. Deagle on Obi. Couple MP9s here. And this is pretty much Akimbo's all or nothing. Because if they lose this round, the money is going to be atrocious. So they're going to have to dig deep. Obi looking to aggress. Checks that close corner, which would have been cheeky. And Zai and Laxi with the MP9s, even at range and distance on Cat. Laxi somehow managing to find that, helping out his boy. Now holding, but not expecting Beaky. So close. Just inching his way up, Cat. Stamina on the jump up. Able to find the kill into Cameron as well. So now just N2O, 1v3. Scout, 30 HP. It's looking dire for Akimbo. As we reach what is most likely the final stages of this map number 2. If I'm N2O, I'll be honest, I'm saving the Scout. It might just be your last chance at extending play here on Dust 2. But he's going to go for it. Going to look for a kill, try and do some damage there. Not going to be able to get anything at all, which means now another force buy from Akimbo. Match point. Sorry, not match point. I keep saying that. We're playing a best of 3. This is map point for Undefined to tie us up 1-1 in the series and send us to a decider of Mirage. Some SMGs still in play here for Undefined. 3, in fact. So weaponry not that much different from Akimbo. Just instead of a M4 or an AK, they have a Scout. N2O is proven he can do just as much, if not more damage with this weapon. And we're going to need to see him have major impact in this round. As the final nade expended here from Akimbo. Still a minute 15 on the clock, Undefined. All the time and utility in the world to work with. And it's the quiet before the storm. Undefined, poised. Looking to maybe take some cat control. Maybe a peek from Stamina. Good tag. But takes just as much damage back on that dink with the MP9. That is insane. That it does that much damage from that range. Flash over the top. But no hit just yet. Waiting for the rest of their team. Clausia looking like he's going to be the first man out. Smoke to facilitate the cross. That was the word I was looking for before when I was fumbling. And somehow Cameron manages to get that one. I'm not sure how he finds it. I guess Stamina was low HP. Beaky jumping across. Picking up this long. Making sure that his team does not get caught off. And yeah, it's looking like we're going to be going to a map 3. Zai, hold on. Might have something to say about that. And a nice shot from Cameron. Headshot. Chop now in position. A dink comes in. Cameron, what is that movement with the MP9? They should be able to find this kill, but do they have time for the defuse? I don't think Cameron has a kit. Was that a kit on his right? I don't think it is. Is that a kit? Surely it's not a kit, right?
Terrorists win.
Was that a kit? I don't think it was a kit. Oh, I tried to go third person real quick to see. But I'm not sure if it was or not. Either way, take a quick look at the scoreboard. We just saw the top fragger there leaving the server. Chop having a monster performance. 138 ADR, 22.9 and A. I forgot. We don't need to look at the scoreboard. It's literally down at the bottom. But 13-2. Even more dominant than Akimbo's victory on Ancient. So we are in for a hell of a map 3. I'll tell you that right now. Mirage going to be where these two teams come to a head, where we determine who moves on in the playoffs and who is eliminated. It's all on the line here, and I expect us to get some banger Counter-Strike. That's all I'll say. So don't go anywhere, because when we return, we'll have map number 3 for you guys. All right, we are back. Map number 3. It's going to actually be knife for sides this time. Akimbo, undefined, 1-1 right now in this series. And we've already had some pretty incredible... couple of incredible games. Clausia, how has he managed to get away with that? I'm not sure how, but Akimbo gonna take the knife rounds, which means they will have side selection. And they're gonna choose to swap to the CT. You have got to be kidding me. Okay. He was standing so still, man. I thought for sure. I had quite a bit of difficulty getting into this one. Face It was not having it. As Face It does. But we're live. We made it. We're here. We're getting a run boost on pistol. That is crazy. And it's going to fail. Classic. Classic NACS right there. Got to have a failed run boost. It's required. You can check that off the list now. This round's coming up all undefined at the moment. N2O, last man standing, 1v4. And this is not the spot you want to be against Glocks because they can just come swinging and spraying. So decisive pistol victory here for undefined. They're wasting no time. Definitely something to be said about coming off the momentum on that Dust 2, 13-2. That's a tough one to shake off if you're Akimbo. Tough for any team, any player, no matter the experience. It's going to be a contact play towards A. Singular player in Palace. Clausia entering with the MAC-10. Stamina over towards mid. Modem actually gets dinked by Laxi. But they know Stamina in towards mid, and I think they've spotted him. But having a MAC-10 at that range against no armor, you might as well throw your gun at him. Especially when you're jumping as well in the air. It's so difficult to hit a shot like that up close. Akimbo now on their first buy. 4 M4s and an MP9. Not a whole lot of utility to speak of. 3 MAC-10s saved from that previous round for undefined. So you can expect something with a little bit more pace. Out towards mid early. Quite a few nades utilized. And Zai looking over top of the smoke. MAC-10s are going to dip and dive. Down in mid, and actually nice headshot from Clausia. Going to start out this round with an opener onto Laxi. As Undefined continues their way up. Khan, N2O. Heads up play. Zai gets caught looking the wrong way, but does not matter. He spins around, finds the kill into Clausia, so... Cracks starting to show for Undefined. Modem and Stamina going to take this fight through the smoke. Cameron goes down. Obi now. The one in the tough spot had some help, I believe, from Cat, and now just Obi to find the head of Chop. And net Akimbo their first round on the CT side. And can I just say, what a blessing to be here, casting and witnessing this game between two titans of Advanced. Could not ask for a better way to spend my Sunday evening. And so far, these games really have delivered. Smoke not going to be blocked by N2O. Don't think that was his intention. But Undefined, wasting no time at all. Getting Modem up on the bench, peering in towards Cat. He's going to be the entry on this round with the MAC-10. But a bit of reprieve in the middle of this round, as both teams going silent, but more specifically undefined. Hitting a quick rotation back over towards A main, where Obi ready and waiting. But the off angle doesn't matter. Stamina ready for it. And now Modem may be able to capitalize as well on his position. Two openers. Laxi desperately trying to claw back, and he finds two. Molotov is a little delayed. Does not burn him out quick enough. Stamina attempting to stick this plant. Cameron fighting back. Modem now 1v1. How does it come down to this? Cameron with the M4. But up close, this MAC-10 can be deadly. And he is going to clutch up. Huge round for him with the MAC-10, no less. So an important round for Undefined to win. Gonna break the money of Akimbo again after they won that third round to now back down on the low buy. N2O has an M4. Hero rifle here on the CT side. But the real question is, are they going to run into him? Because if he puts himself in a position to frag, allowing some of these pistols to sort of tank the initial aggression from Undefined. Akimbo might just have a say in this round. Laxi's going to slip through the smoke. Nice timing. Gets the opener onto Beaky. And Zai wants to look. Chop not expecting him to be up close with that 5-7. Clausia almost burning alive. And it's a quick call from Undefined to shift their play over towards B. Cameron, only man here, 5-7 in hands. He's going to swing out and actually wins the fight onto Stamina. Stamina caught a little off guard there. Just Clausia and Modem. Clausia very low HP. It's going to be up to Modem. Bomb on his back. Cameron, nice flick. Gets the kill into Clausia. Just Modem now, 1v4. Kimbo players on all sides of him. It would be an insane clutch if he manages to pull this one off. Out of bullets in the AK, goes for the jumping shot. Obi not having any of that. So Akimbo gonna take a leaf. Right back out of Undefined's book from that previous map. Winning the force and putting themselves back in a decent position after it looked so unfortunate for them with their money being broken after that first round victory on their gun rounds. That can be the difficult part of CT side on any map, regardless of where these two teams are dueling on. But pretty standard A execute coming out. Laxi looking for an angle onto Palace. MAC-10's spraying through smokes. Obi going unchecked is going to finally fall to the Deagle, but Akimbo wasting no time at all in this retake. Good shots from Chop, and he almost manages to give his team an opportunity in that round with the 2K. But Zai and Cameron quick to respond. And if you are just joining us, welcome in, welcome in. We've got Akimbo versus Undefined, map 3. And so far, it is delivering. N2O up mid quite quick. I don't even think they're expecting him this fast. Maybe trying to play anti-flash a little. Easy clean up there for Akimbo. Zai almost going down. But gonna find that final kill on the chop. So maybe a bit of a momentum shift here for Akimbo. Like we were mentioning, obviously coming off that 13-2 victory on Dust 2 undefined, probably feeling pretty strong, pretty solid. But it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And Akimbo, no strangers to Mirage. Have already been here multiple times in their playoffs run. Stamina and Modem, though, like turrets. Nade to attempt. Gain some vision. Re-smoke onto window. Gonna deny OB access. Cameron needs to find something here. Kimbo's options becoming more and more limited, and you can see Laxi desperately hoping to find something through the smoke. But it is just going to lead to his demise. Bomb planted now on A. Couple members of Akimbo over here. Looking like maybe they want to give a stab at it. Obi has already slid his way out. Actually gets a freebie on the chop, but with stamina quickly trading. Probably look to see Cameron save this rifle. Not enough time on the clock. Not enough resources to work with here.
Terrorists win.
And back and forth we go. Kimbo gets one. Undefined answers right back. Something tells me this map is going the distance. Full buy out from both these teams. Beaky holding on to that Galil from the previous round. The only thing that's not at full force. N2O dropping off that position. What a flick on the Modem. Even partially blind there. Not slowing him down at all. Chop stuck behind the smoke. And Obi surprisingly not taking any damage off of that little A main peek. Stamina holding a tight angle. Gonna get wide swung by Zai. And a bit of a reposition over on the A site. Chop. Oh, that smoke gonna give away Laxi's position. You've got to be so careful using utility like that. And maybe an opening now for Undefined to make their way onto the A site. Bomb is making its way through A main as Chop holds his position in Palace. Op just now rotating over for Akimbo. Is he going to get here in time? N2O sprinting, knife out towards Ticket. And a bit of a delay on the hit. Waiting for Beaky to get in position, but Zai is waiting for it. Ready and waiting. Now just Chop finds himself alone. Zai with a massive 3K in that round. And what feels like the first time all game, Undefined's money. Looking pretty broken here. Beaky's still with enough if he wants to get a rifle, but it is just going to be Tech 9's utility. Probably some Kevlar as well. Early incendiary out. The spam is perfect from Zai. And off that initial kill, Akimbo with a good idea about where this hit's going to come in. Modem out the window. Laxi in position, though. Does go down to Clausy, and Zai gets caught with a nade in his hand. But the Glock against Kevlar, we all know how that goes. So 6 rounds for Akimbo. In a pretty good position now to close out this first half in a winning position. In a winning state, I should say. 2 more rounds left. And yeah, good timeout, I think, from Undefined. Back on their bye now. And I'll be honest, I'm not really sure. Again, I think Mirage is fairly balanced, maybe leaning a little bit T-sided now. But Akimbo's T-side on this map, man. Granted, I believe the last team they played it against, obviously, 2 completely different calibers of teams from that team to tonight's team. Undefined, an entirely different beast. But if I'm Undefined, you need these next 2 rounds. So we'll have to see what the call is. Couple smokes out early towards mid. And a fast play. Incendiary down at top mid, but not really going to delay that at all already. Modem. Sliding into top mid. 2 players underpass. With Chop on the Palace Lurk. His favorite position. And it's going to be a silent boost up into window. Currently Akimbo not holding for it. But they have to know it's a possibility with this mid control. Lots of nades being invested. And a few more dumped in. Facilitate this access to the A site up through connector. But Laxi, what a beautiful push. And flank. Completely shutting down. That pressure from Palace. How is the op shot missed? N2O recovering. And Laxi a headshot to stamina. Somehow Clausia. Blink and you miss it. Last man alive, Laxi. That was filthy. Filthy, filthy play from him. That flank beautifully timed. 3K as well. So 7 for Akimbo as we make our way to the final round of this first half. Undefined, 3 Galils, a Mac 10, and it's going to be some pace towards apartments. But they actually slowed down right at the end of apartments. N2O, very aggressive position with the op. He lands the shot, but it actually is only going to clip him through the wall. That Molotov, I think, doing more hurt than good. Zai gets one before swiftly falling. But Laxi, a well-timed peek onto Cat. Puts Undefined now into 2v2. Chop and Stamina holding. Obi a little bit ahead of his teammate. Laxi now 1v2 to clutch up. Chop. It's been so consistent these first 2 maps. A little bit quieter on this round, being the Palace Lurker most of these rounds, but he's going to be the one to close out that 5th round for Undefined. So just the 2 rounds differential between these 2 teams. Still anyone's game. This pistol round, I would say, could be very telling, but to be honest with you, with how that first half went, rapid back and forth between these 2 teams. Eco rounds, force buy rounds, you name it. We've seen it all so far in this Mirage. And it's just going to be an immediate pop out. Palace. Cameron is able to get that kill, but now he finds himself 1v3. Beaky. Clean shots. That round was over in like 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Prodigy also prophesying Beaky gonna come alive on this Mirage. Huge 4K from him. Oh, Cameron actually gonna get ahead of that incendiary. That was insane, even through the wood. Laxi does get a bit of damage on the modem, but not before he takes almost all of his HP in return. N2O, you should have heard that nade hitting him. Chop now, gonna back up. Wait for reinforcements here. Gets tagged. Clausia, though, on the angle through window. Should be a pretty easy close here from Undefined to equalize and bring us to 7-7. And finally, an expected result after winning the pistol, converting second rounds. Now for the first full buy. Stamina still on the MP9, everyone else on the rifle. AWP out for N2O. Limited utility here for Akimbo. So again, not going to be their normal bells and whistles here in mid. Going to have to do it a bit scrappier. 4 players early mid for Undefined. 2 Cat and 2 Con. Just the 1B player. N2O actually going to swap the AWP out for the AK-47 there. As he makes his way down to the underpass. Modem gets caught out in mid. They want to try and fight. Laxi heading it up, though, and he has his team at his back. Not missing right now. Just taking aim duel after aim duel. And landing every headshot. Only Obi to fall. Bomb will go down. Should be a done and dusted round here for Akimbo. Stamina may be looking to try and recover a rifle. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Akimbo even hunt for this remaining player. Crucial round for Akimbo. They're going to save 4 rifles over into the next one. Start to build up some momentum on their T side.
Terrorists win.
Oh, and Stamina was able to find a rifle, but N2O right at the very last seconds. Going to take it away from him. And especially if Stamina, okay, I was about to say, especially if he wants to get an op in the next round, he's going to need to save a majority of that cash. But it looks like they are just going to go for the force. Hero, M4 for Stamina. Instant window smoke, off spawn. And things are starting to heat up in the latter half of this map number 3. N2O out towards apartments early, and Stamina wants to get aggressive. N2O not fooled. Patient with the shot. And Akimbo patient towards top mid. Yet to even peek or throw any sort of utility apart from that opening smoke. Gonna be a re-smoke for window. And a molly onto Cat. As they start their crawl up mid. Top con now. Cameron has been so good playing through these smokes. And Obi and Ladder. Full window control now for Akimbo. All 4 remaining players here. 4 undefined. Maybe trying to catch Akimbo off guard. Will the stack pay off? It's going to be the swing. And they found the remaining 2 players. Beaky keeping it competitive. Somehow he's managed to spin around and find 2. Now 1v1. Just Obi. Nade is good, though. Does quite a bit of damage. Yeah, and Beaky's stuck. Not able to move from his position. At least a full mag to play with, but no utility. And he does not have the positioning on his side. Lands the headshot, but I think it was just through the box. Oh my goodness. If that hadn't been through the corner of the box, Beaky might have just pulled off the clutch of the century right there. But Akimbo gonna take away that round right under Undefined's nose. Just out of reach for them. And that decision to force buy in that round could have paid off so sweet for Undefined. But we'll never know. It's just like that Kanye meme. I guess we'll never know. So it's now just USP's 157. Akimbo taking their time in this round. Looking to push themselves to 10. One round closer to taking this series victory over Undefined. Flash is good. Gonna walk right into Clausia. Full blind. And Modem taking his time with those USP shots. Not deterred by the fact he's burning alive. And 2-0. He's been, oh my goodness. He has just been so aggressive with his op, man. A couple times we've seen him entry onto the site with it. He has no fear. And we're starting to reach do or die territory for Undefined. They do have 5 M4s, full utility across the board. No AWP going to be coming out, though. They don't have the funds to purchase it up. And Cameron even sticking to the MAC-10 here. Early towards underpass. Rest of Akimbo towards top mid. Little boost over the smoke. Spots a player on Cat. And this could be it. It's going to be the fight for mid. We saw this once before. Akimbo overwhelmingly the favorite in this exchange. And it's almost like history repeats itself because Akimbo, again, even with N2O on 3 HP coming out, the large favorites. Chop, left in the clutch again, 1v3. Oh, they have his number, though. I thought maybe Chop had a time in there. Maybe he swings a little faster. Might have had a kill there on Desai. Good attempt from him, though. Akimbo, 11 rounds, just 2 away. And again, the money from Undefined just looks rough. I thought maybe at max loss they would have had enough to buy, but I think they only just now hit it. And it looks like even they don't know what to do at this point. Just now purchasing a couple pistols, going to be mostly saved to try and play for overtime. Clausia already posted in his spot. N2O waiting for the jump spot. Chop to go down. That's the only player on B. N2O charging forward. Again, AWP in hands. He does not care. Zai, bit awkward as he gets peeked from the Palace push. But Cameron in position. Ready to prevent these players from even gaining a foothold of coming back into this round. Clausia does recover the MAC-10, but what are you going to do with that? Actually, that jump from Beaky, baiting Laxi a little bit there. So 2v3 now. AK recovered for Clausia. But the main difficulty is no armor, no kits on either of these players. Which means, again, Akimbo. Yeah, I don't even think... Actually, Clausia does have Kevlar, but you can see he's already making his way towards T-spawn. Maybe going to play for some exits, but... This route indicates to me that neither of them plan on going for this. No kits, no time to work with. which means Akimbo will be undefined will be staring down match point for Akimbo. And it's going to have to be 5 straight from undefined to push us to OT and keep the series alive for them. But this is it. Full buys from both teams. AWP and N2O, AWP and Stamina. Both of these players have been very clean on the scoped weapons tonight. And N2O again. The opening pick spots the jump spot from Beak. Not pulling the trigger just yet, though. Laxi going to slide out into Tetris. And Clausia ready for that. Takes the fight, wins the fight. Chop, good timing. Spots the second player jump up. Hold on now, undefined. Oh, in this fight with the Deagle, you don't want to see that for N2O. And the first round of undefineds. Possible comeback here. That's 1 down, 4 to go. Kimbo still with plenty of money to play, though. Is going to be the rebuy. N2O, though, getting a little low now that they've invested an op. And just as I say that, Zai picking up the secondary. Actually, no, he's just probably going to drop that over. Or maybe he has the spawn to go for the peak. It's been working out for N2O quite nicely in these previous 2 rounds, getting the opener in both of them. But yeah, don't get on your feet just yet, Adorable. We still got some rounds to play. Undefined, didn't come this far to give up now. And of course, right as we get some action, lower con, auto director says no. Let's look at people jumping into apartments where there is nobody. Although, Cameron in a bit of a cheeky spot. Question is, can he get out now, though? That AWP trained on his position. Probably holding a pixel, wants to take this fight. And Stamina's going to slide out and find the kill. A little awkward trying to get out the window there in the smoke. So 4v4. And the rotation in towards A. Akimbo encroaching on this position from undefined. Beaky spotting the player on stairs. This is where it starts to get awkward. Clausia gets caught looking the wrong way. It's starting to fall apart here for undefined. Beaky, he's got to have an insane play. The Molotov, the nade. Akimbo patient with the utility. And now just Stamina stands between them. And moving forward here. 1v4 Stamina. He's had some insane shots tonight. But surely even this is too much to ask of him. He's going to peek onto Cat. And N2O with the final shot. Onto Stamina to close this out. Akimbo take the victory 13-8 over Undefined on Mirage. And they take the victory in the series over Undefined 2-1. And everyone's showing up tonight, but I just have to say, I've got to give props again. Look, someone pointed out in the chat earlier, yeah, you know what? I am a little biased towards Akimbo. That's my team right there, all right? You know, I was trying to keep it as unbiased as possible during the cast, but those are my boys. Those are my ride or dies, okay? And I've got to give them props for the fact that they were able to pick up all their stuff, drive nearly an hour away to another LAN center, and still kick some ass on the server. You got to give them props for that. Anybody that's been to LAN knows that's not an easy thing to do. You're out of your comfort zone. You're setting up. You're under time, under pressure. It doesn't matter. They show up on the server, and they're the better team on the day. I really don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. It's been an insane series. Definitely the best one I've had the pleasure of casting so far all season. We knew it was going to be a banger. 2 heavy hitters in Advanced. You know, Undefined, no slouches. They've been here before. They know what it takes. to make a deep run in Advanced. And, you know, promotion on the line here. Akimbo, they're going to move forward into the upper bracket, and they're looking good. I said it the first game, I said it the second game, and I'll say it the third game. They're in playoffs form right now, and it doesn't look like anything can slow them down or stop them. So I'll be excited to follow their journey the rest of this playoffs, and I encourage you, if you don't already, drop a follow on Akimbo's channel, turn on notifications, because I promise you they deliver like that every single game, and some. And if you enjoyed my cast as well, follow me on Twitter, jiber36. You can also find all of my other socials on my Twitch, which is just purely spelled exactly how you see it on the screen. And if you liked my cast, guess what? I'm going to be here for the next Akimbo game as well. So another reason for you to drop a follow on Akimbo and make sure you tune in for their next playoffs match. But that's all I've got for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do really appreciate it. And yeah, have a great night.